Listening tape script Form A. You will be tested on your ability to understand spoken English. There are 3 sections, each with its own directions. If you wish, you may take notes. Part 1. Instructions. You will hear short dialogues between 2 people, after which a question will be asked. You will hear each dialogue only once. After hearing the dialogue and question, select from the 4 choices that which best answers the question. Question 1.
Excuse me, could you tell me if there's a bank on campus?
I'm sorry, it's my first day here too.
Who are the 2 speakers? Question 2.
Do you mind if I borrow your car tonight?
Not at all, as long as you return it in one piece.
What does the woman mean? Question 3.
How was dinner with your in-laws, John?
They hardly spoke to me the whole time. It was as if I weren't there.
What happened at the dinner? Question 4.
How did you like the film last night?
I've seen better.
What does the woman mean? Question 5.
People from work are having a get-together this weekend. Can you come?
Can I let you know? I might have to work out of town then.
What does the man mean? Question 6.
Tom's quit his job.
I know. He said he hated counting money.
What was Tom's old job? Question 7.
Rob is always late for work and never meets deadlines.
Tell me something I don't know.
What does the woman mean? Question 8.
Would you like tea, coffee or some juice?
Nothing, thank you.
What does the man mean? Question 9.
I didn't make it to Professor Jones's lecture yesterday.
Don't worry, you didn't miss much.
What does the man mean? Question 10.
Did you enjoy the film last night?
I fell asleep 10 minutes after it started.
How would the man describe the film? Question 11.
Where are you going on vacation this year? Somewhere overseas?
I wish I had time to even think about it.
What does the woman mean? Question 12.
I haven't heard from Matt for ages. I wonder if he's all right.
No news is good news.
What does the woman mean? Question 13.
Do you want to eat out this evening? I'd like to try the new pizza place near the park.
Can we do it some other time? There's a live broadcast tonight, and I don't want to miss it.
What does the man want to do tonight? Question 14.
Do you have the reservation, sir?
No, but do you have a table for two?
Where are the two speakers? Question 15.
I've never tasted anything as good as Maggie's roast beef.
It really is out of this world.
What does the woman mean? Part 2. In this section you will hear longer dialogues between two people. After each dialogue, questions will be asked. You will hear each dialogue only once. After hearing the dialogue and each question, select from the 4 choices that which best answers the question. Conversation 1.
Sarah, your eyes are red. What's the matter?
I couldn't sleep last night. My neighbours are a pain.
Oh, yeah? What did they do?
Well, last night they were having some kind of party that went on all night. Their music was so loud.
Why didn't you complain then? Better still, you could have called the police. I'm sure it's against the law to disturb neighbours, especially at those hours.
But they would know it was me who had called the police.
So, what can they do? Are you afraid of hurting their feelings or what? Those inconsiderate people deserve a visit by the police.
I didn't tell you. My professor lives there.
Question 16. Why did the woman have red eyes? Question 17. What is the man's advice to the woman? Question 18. Why might the woman not follow his advice? Conversation 2.
How's the new job? What is it?
Mobile phones. Don't ask.
You look a bit worn out. Is it quite stressful or...
It's the customers. You wouldn't believe how awful they are.
How?
You'd think if a phone was not working properly, they'd ring you from another phone or to report it, wouldn't you? But no. They want you to sort out their phone while they're on it.
Not too bright then.
No, and they're so rude. It's not my fault the thing's not working. Do you think if they call me names, I actually work better?
I'm sorry to hear that.
Question 19. Who does the man work for? Question 20. What does he complain about? Question 21. How does the woman feel? Conversation 3.
So tell me, Sue, do you like your job?
Well, yes, I do. It's hard work, really, but interesting. I can help people. I like the modern facilities, and I get on well with my colleagues. The salary is not that great, though.
Is there anything you don't like about the work you do?
Yes, I work very long hours. Sometimes I'm on call for 24 hours. I mean, if there are any emergency cases and nurses are needed. I also don't have much holiday, only 20 days a year. Actually, I'd prefer less money and longer holidays. I really would.
Question 22. Where does the woman work? Question 23. What does she like about her job? Question 24. What would she like to improve about her job? Part 3. You will now hear 2 short talks. After each talk, you will be asked some questions. You will hear each talk only once. After hearing the talk and each question, select from the 4 choices that which best answers the question. Talk 1.
Ecotourism sounds a nice idea. I'm sure you agree. But is it commercially viable? Conservation Corporation Africa, or CCA for short, seems to suggest it is. The company's mission is to attract international investors and show that capitalism and conservation can work hand in hand. CCA was founded in 1990 by 2 entrepreneurs, Dave Varty and Alan Bernstein, to provide for luxury ecotourism. 17 properties later, it's safe to say that their mission has succeeded. They started in South Africa, but now they have facilities in Kenya, Zimbabwe, Tanzania as well. The next stop is going to be Botswana. First, there's the luxury aspect, of course. Camp size is limited. Lodges are beautifully appointed and perfectly integrated into the surroundings. The cuisine is sophisticated with Pan-African theme. The group's properties have been called the Aman Resorts of Africa. But there's also the commitment to the community. Around each property, they'll train local workers, help to provide local social services. That's mostly clinics and schools. And they also encourage small businesses nearby. Their lodges look very distinctive, and that's partly because they insist on employing local workers and using traditional techniques when possible. So, who says you can't make money and have a social or environmental mission at the same time?
Question 25. What is the talk about? Question 26. Which continent is the talk concerned with? Question 27. Which of the following is not mentioned regarding Conservation Corporation? Talk 2.
Since research is in the very early stages, and since it's such a rare condition, we still know very little about Christensen's syndrome. We do know that Christensen's syndrome manifests itself in spasticity of the lower limbs, the malformation of major articulations, that is to say deformity, and in some rare cases of cerebral palsy. It may also occur together with Down's syndrome, and it's often mistaken for Down's syndrome. As to how far it can affect the mind, it may include all the manifestations mentioned above, or only some. We know for certain that only females are affected, but we can't know for sure whether it is passed on by males as well. It is inherited, but we don't know exactly from whom. However, there are indications, if you aren't sure whether there is a history of Christensen's syndrome in your family. A history of miscarriages in your family, for example, may be an indication. But that is all we really know about this condition. As I said, research is only in its earliest stages.
Question 28. What is known about this disease? Question 29. Which of the following aspects of the disease is the speaker sure about? Question 30. Who is the most likely person to be giving this talk? End of the listening test.